Welcome to the Debra Jo Ruppiverse. Rupp.
Previously in the Debra Jo Ruppiverse, Art, Gruff and Joe discussed the theory that the actress Debra Jo Rupp is a nexus being, the central force holding together a multiverse of interconnected characters, all played by her. Who is this character Debra Jo Rupp so aptly portrays in this new reality? Well, we start in Boston, where we find out her name is Helen, and she hires private investigator Spencer from Spencer for Hire to discover her husband Phil has been cheating on her. She takes it out on the messenger. Distraught and starting over, Helen moves to New York and gets a job as a toy store clerk for the holidays. We can only assume that this was seasonal work for Helen, who we later see going by the name Margaret in the original Equalizer TV series, working as a secretary for a stalker who is making his wife's life miserable.
That's right, Debbie. Soon after we see Miss Jo Rupp's secretary character in Equalizer, she gets a big break in the movie Big as Tom Hanks' secretary.
And now let's see who Helen Margaret, the secretary and former toy clerk, played by Debra Jo Rupp, turns out to be in the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. Shall we, bitches?
All right. Shall we jump into the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd?
Well,
Let's
do it.
We jump into Debra Jo Rupp's 6th credit on IMDb. The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. Let me tell you before I get into this, because I learned a lot of this. So the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd was something I was familiar with the title. 1987 it started, but she was on second season. But I will say I never watched a single episode. It was not on my radar as a 5th grader, 6th grader, whatever year this was, 87. Somewhere around there, elementary, middle school. An elementary school boy is not interested in the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Not the target audience.
No, not the target audience. Definitely not.
And
But
that's
let
good,
me.
'cause not everything's for everyone.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. But I was excited.
We had G.I. Joe.
I was excited to watch this though, because the same reason I was excited about Art covering Kate and Allie. Like, what other situation would give us Artstar, who's pop culture genius, nerd genius, movies, anime, Marvel, all that. But you wouldn't think of him describing a Kate and Allie episode, and I was excited.
No.
That was what I loved about the first iteration of DJR, was that. And so my thought was, what other situation would make me watch the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd other than researching something for Debra Jo Rupp? So I was excited to dive into it. And then I got even more excited because the first thing I learned about it was the creator of the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. And Steve, don't look this up. Don't Google this. I want to see if you know who this is.
No, I haven't answered them.
Yeah, it was
like they're
Steven Spielberg.
Jay Tarses, Tarses. Do you know who that is? He created it. Jay Tarses created the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. The name sounds familiar to you?
The name sounds familiar, but
if I showed you his picture, you would know immediately. But I'm going to tell you right now, he's best known for his role, at least for me. He's best known for I didn't know he's a producer. I didn't know he had any other credits than this one tiny credit that I remember him for, but I love him for, and I quote him at least once a week. He was the Coach Bobby Finstock on Teen Wolf.
Nice.
Who is best known for Scott's asking for advice when he's first feeling weird, feels like he's going to turn into a wolf. He doesn't know. Coach, I just don't know. I'm going to quit the team. Why are you going to quit the team? Scott, you're our best player. And he says, Scott, let me just give you some advice.
There's 3 rules that I live by. Never get less than 12 hours sleep. Never play cards with a guy who's got the same first name as a city. And never go near a lady who's got a tattoo of a dagger on her body. Now, you stick with that. Everything else is cream cheese. Great gamer.
Curly hair Coach Bobby Finstock. And I have in my background here, if you see right here, the Teen Wolf album that I believe, Steve, you bought for me. I mean, you see it here, right there. Yeah, it's in my background. So I've got the album. So anyway, Coach Bobby Finstock, that was the greatest thing. He created the Days and Nights of Molly Dodd, and then he created a couple other things. That's wonderful, dude. Also, so if I look him up, Jay Tarses, he actually created the Skip Maxwell story. Remember that show?
Holy shit.
Or Slap Maxwell. Sorry, the Slap Maxwell story with Dabney Coleman, I think. And he co-created Buffalo Bill, which I think also had Dabney Coleman. See, we're talking about Dabney Coleman. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Jay Tarsis, I didn't know, and he's got this whole career and everything else.
He's got this whole career.
He's a whole guy, not just.
Well, yeah, no, but that's
coach.
just fucking great that
he produced Bob Newhart, the original Bob Newhart. Anyway, so that was very exciting. I was just excited about this, and now I'm more respect for Molly Dodd. And then I went to go watch it, and that's where my respect.
Whoa, not the target audience.
Still not the target audience. Trying to stay open-minded, but it's also very, very dated, I will say. It was very 1988. I mean, the decor felt like the Woodville Mall in the 80s. Steve and I are familiar. Everything's neon, pink, and turquoise.
People dig Stranger Things.
Yeah. And she dressed like that, but she dressed like baggy neon clothes. But anyway, The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd was an American comedy drama TV series aired on NBC from May 21st, 1987 to June 29th, 1988. And then it moved to Lifetime from April 17th, 1989 to April 13th, 1991. As I said, created by Jay Tarsis, stars Blair Brown in the title role. In the premise of the show, it depicts the life of Molly Bickford Dodd, a divorced woman in New York City with a lifestyle that can be described as both yuppie and bohemian. Molly seems to drift from job to job and relationship to relationship. Her ex-husband, a ne'er-do-well jazz musician, still cares for her. In fact, nearly every man and the occasional woman she meets adores her. Her warmth and emotional accessibility are the root cause of most of Molly's problems in life.
Her warmth and emotional accessibility causes most of the problems in her life. It's an odd fucking message, man. But go on.
It is, and I will say the you can't get this on streaming anywhere, and I guess part of that is to do with there's music in it that she sang herself that they apparently didn't get the rights to, so they're struggling with that.
The rights only last probably so long.
Well, I guess they never secured the correct rights, so that it's too expensive, I guess. So, but it's on. I found most of the episodes in chunks on YouTube. That's where I found this episode with Debra Jo Rupp in it. But one of the episodes I started watching, again, this was 1987 is when it started. It was kind of cringy because her mom in the show narrates a couple. Maybe she doesn't narrate all episodes, but she narrates some. And she's talking about, this is my daughter, Molly. She's a single. She's divorced. And I'm disappointed. But she has one of the episodes, she had a conversation with her, criticizing her for dating multiple men and then specifically dating people of color, and how it's multiple different races and you don't stay within your own race. And I only care about the babies. It's the grandkids, which is the racist trope that you've heard a million times. And I was like, oh, geez, that's pretty dated. But I didn't watch enough of it to know if that was actually a commentary on that. I want to have faith that that's probably a satirical view. Yeah, I think it is, because she has a boyfriend who we'll get into, an African American private. I don't know if he's a private investigator or a detective. So I think pretty progressive at that time. So I think it probably wasn't. I think it was making fun of the mom more than anything, but I didn't watch enough of it to see, because I had to jump to my episode.
Other characters are generally played for laughs.
Kind of. And to be the butt of the joke and part of the problem. And her mom ends up being very weird. So, but let's get into Blair Brown as Molly Dodd real quick. She was an American theater, film, and television actress. She's had multiple high-profile roles, and when I was watching her, I was like, God, I know her from something. I don't think it's Molly Dodd, because I never watched it, but she was known for her the play Copenhagen on Broadway, which she won a Tony Award in 2000, which I wasn't aware of. She was the leading actress in the films Altered States in 1980, Continental Divide 1981, and Strapless in 1989. Did you know those, Steve?
Not those two, but Altered States, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know any of those. Her later roles included Sorry, ninja. Her later roles included Nina Sharp, not a ninja. Nina Sharp on the Fox series Fringe. And here's
I've
what
heard of that.
Fringe. And here's what I knew her from: Judy King on the Netflix series Orange is the New Black. She was like the Paula Dean, Martha Stewart character, like the famous girl. I was like, oh, I remember her from that. That's where she looked familiar to me. Anyway, Bonnie Blair Brown was born in D.C. Her mother was a teacher and her father worked for the CIA. She graduated from the Madeira School in McLean, Virginia, home of the Snails. And notable alumni include Stockard Channing.
Stockard Channing. Fuck yeah.
She went to the same high school as Stockard Channing, the Snails. Fighting Snails.
And
I do think that we should
Snails.
We should have a McLean.
Go Snails.
We should have a Snails t-shirt that we sell on History for Jerks.
That would be
Go Snails.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Madeira Snails. Go Snails. Anyway, a little bit about her personal life, Steve. She had a relationship with actor Richard Jordan, whom she met while filming the miniseries Captains and the Kings in 1976. Do you know who Richard Jordan is?
I thought I did, but then I was like, no, I was thinking of Richard Grieco.
Well, Richard Jordan has a special place in your heart and my heart, Steve, as he was in Secret of My Success.
Oh my God, he was the asshole uncle.
Yes, Howard.
Yes.
Howard, yeah, yep. And I saw him. I recognized him right away.
Wonderful proto-villain. He's like evil Adam West.
I think that possibly, if you changed some of your habits, some of your methods of wrestling, if you used your left and right turn indicator in your car, did other things that people normally do when they're polite and courteous, and you weren't such a naughty, mean person, it wouldn't be too late for you.
Extra notable people that have popped up on Molly Dodd, guest stars: Lewis Black, Nathan Lane, Eagle-Eye Cherry, Samuel L. Jackson, and Wesley Snipes in the same episode of Molly Dodd. And in that one, they're these cool guys, and Samuel L. Jackson has the coolest line where he says,
"Look at you, sister. A stretch limo in a city full of yellow cabs."
Yeah, so he's Samuel L. Jackson with hair, Wesley Snipes, young Wesley Snipes. That was great. Let's get to, that's enough about Molly Dodd. I think I've talked a lot about the days and nights of Molly Dodd. Do we need anything else?
I know more than I ever wanted to. The only thing I'm
We're all fucking Debra Jo Rupp. Debra Jo Rupp is an Nexus being.